Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is July the 17th, 2017, back on the East Coast of the United States. This is the home of Buy and Hold 2020. No, this is the home of cryptocurrency straight talk, no fancy set or graphics, just information. But yeah, gold and hold, buy and hold. We're going to talk about that. I just got word from Simon Dixon. He's going to be on the show tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 2 p.m. London time. So people in Europe, tomorrow's show, it's for you. Simon Dixon is going to rock it. He is a great guest, and we're going to get into a lot of different topics. So be around. Maybe you can ask him some questions. I want to thank Dr. Wam. You can check out his Steemit. I linked to it below. Upvote the one I linked to. I upvoted it. He gave me a ride from the Brisbane airport to where I am staying. Is this lovely Airbnb here in Brisbane. And Brisbane, I've obviously been here now for 12 hours, I guess. I got some sleep last night. Probably need to take another nap. But Brisbane seems like a really cool place. It's beautiful. Just adding to the excitement of my my trip down under here, this beautiful country. And again, I've been to Melbourne and Perth, Melbourne and Sydney in the past, and they're great places. But I just like Perth and Brisbane. They're not the two main cities; they're the third and the fourth city. Just very impressive. Everyone from the United States should pound that like button right now and get down here and see what this is about. I mean, in terms of Bitcoin, in terms of just livability. And here in Brisbane, the temperature, whoa. I mean, people are swimming. It's winter. What's going on? And outside swimming, my God. All right, so I've been thinking about all the newbies that are coming into the space here. And when I have spoken to some of them, they have no idea what the Bitcoin halving is at all. And so people are probably wondering, why is the Bitcoin halving in your title, Adam? It's not going to happen until the year 2020, and we just had one in the year 2016. My point is that we have so many people entering the space that don't know this basic concept. And I have this, before I get into this basic concept that I'm going to explain very fast, you need to know what Bitcoin halving is before you get into ICOs, at the very least. Before you buy an altcoin, you really should know what the Bitcoin halving is, so you know the basics of the main coin. So you know, before you buy Litecoin even, you should know what the Bitcoin halving is, because there's a Litecoin halving also. So why are you buying Litecoin? You don't even know that basic. I mean, so this is a deflationary aspect. The miners produce, they're the ones who produce the Bitcoin. There's new Bitcoin created every day, all right? So, and that's added to the supply. It goes to the exchanges, and so there's more and more Bitcoin out there. So you've got to factor in the supply and demand when you're talking about price. The same is true for Litecoin. Well, every 4 years, both of these the miners, this is in the code. This is a very important thing as part of the code. To make up these coins, the miners produce half as much of their coin as they previously did, whether it be Bitcoin or Litecoin, those two specific ones. Again, so we went through this already in 2016 during the summer. We had something called the Bitcoin halving, where again the miners stopped producing. They started producing half as much Bitcoin as they previously did. And leading up to that, people hadn't talked about it that much in 2015. I started talking about it. I started talking about the halving hype, that people should be spreading the word about this so that the media picks up on it. Slowly but surely, people did start talking about it. The price went from about 300 and something to 600 or something, to 700, back to 600. We even had the Bitfinex hack during this whole thing, and other issues. And the bottom line is the Bitcoin price doubled leading up to the halving, and it was sustainable afterwards. Bitcoin has not really been below $700 since then. Now, Litecoin's price actually also doubled in terms of dollars leading up to theirs, but in terms of Bitcoin, it kind of went down again, and it was not sustainable. So I have, but it did double in terms of dollars, and then it did eventually go. So the effect on Litecoin was not as important as it was on Bitcoin, and not as sustainable. I'm a little tired. I need a nap. I ran this morning after not sleeping very much, getting in late, and anyway. But check out the links below if you want to see. There's a countdown to the Litecoin halving. There's a countdown to the Bitcoin halving. The Litecoin halving is going to happen in 2019 because we just had it in 2015. Bitcoin halving will happen in 2020 because we just had it in 2016. So this, and then there's articles about Litecoin. There's a funny article that I included that talks about the Litecoin halving from 2015, and if you read it, you'll see that Litecoin was thought of in a different light than it is right now. And I've tried to explain this to new people too, that there was some major panic with Litecoin back in the day, that it was just going to be totally obsolete. Now you hear, for some of these pumpers, you hear all sorts of things. I'm not going to get into the whole Litecoin thing, but I've seen it go both ways with the Litecoin. But so we're now in this era where I have people asking me, well, explain this bit 148 to me. Explain what SegWit exactly is, and SegWit is important. But explain to me every single SegWit 2x, this, that, and the other. They want an explanation of every little bit of FUD that's coming out every day. All right, because they want to decide, well, should I buy and sell and flip and do this? Which again, I just tell people buy and hold for the year 2020 at the very least. So one of the reasons I say 2020 is because it is long-term, and I am a long-term thinker. But another reason is because that is the year of the halving, and it doubled the last time. So this is the question we really need to ask ourselves. With all these distractions in the space, be it ICOs, being newbies doing crazy things, being everyday drama from China or whatever, are we, and just the naivete that just enters the space, do even us veterans forget this principle sometimes, this really important principle, and this example of what has already happened, that we have a Bitcoin halving, and that last time around it doubled in price leading up to it? Is it that easy? Is it that simple that it's going to double again leading up to the Bitcoin halving of 2020? And there's nothing guaranteed in life. But again, my philosophy has been simple all along. I've been buying and holding since before the previous halving. All right? So that means a chunk, at least, of what I had doubled, and more than doubled, but doubled in 2016. And then obviously has much more than doubled now. So if you're one of those traders and per people screaming that, well, Bitcoin's only done this now, it's only, look at all these other crazy things, and I can time the market perfectly. Well, is a true simple timing of the market just, hey, leading up, it's going to double once people start talking about it, and once everybody wakes up from this slumber of not realizing this very important thing? And I think the next time around in 2019, people start talking about it earlier, and the buildup will begin earlier. And we could talk about why the buildup. It's not like the day of the halving it doubles. It's a process. So I mean, I don't want to say anything is guaranteed in life, but it is something that everyone needs to seriously consider, seriously educate yourself on this. The links are below. If you are a new person to the space, and you just are like, I'm buying whatever, mega coin, or I made that up. I don't want to diss on any coins, but you know, I'm buying Ripple, which is obviously, I just know you should not even do that. Well, okay, then before you buy your Ripple or whatever, understand what the Bitcoin halving is, understand what deflationary aspects of these coins are. And if you don't care about those things, if you're just like, I'll just do what everybody else is doing, and then just, you know, whatever, you're not a long-term thinker, good, do your thing. So pound that like button, and welcome all the newbies. But newbies, I want you to be smart, and veteran people, I want us all to contemplate this very simple concept in this time of when we're learning about all these new terminologies, and where people are worrying about every little thing every single day. And it was funny, Tone, you know, and I linked to Tone's video that he did, I guess, in the last 12 hours or whatever. It's a great video if you do want explanations of all these little things that happen every single day, okay? I don't recommend it if you want to stay calm and if you don't want to worry about these things, because Tone even says, you know, I can't wait until this is over. Either way, it's going to put me out of my misery. So again, I mean, I love Tone, but obviously his mindset is different than mine. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm in misery. And I know he's kind of exaggerating. I don't think, I mean, he's not in the misery of like a mourning son because his father has passed away or something like that. But he is in a state of a crypto mental misery. He really is. You could tell. And other people are getting themselves worked up, worried. He said he was on a scale of 1 to 10. He was a 7 in worry. You know where I am? Not at all. I'm not on a scale at all. I'm in freaking Brisbane, dude. Look at this. Look, I'm eating my avocados. I love this stuff. Dude, living a freaking good life out here, man. It's awesome. All right, so speaking of good people, pound that like button. Ken Bozak, who had me on his show, and he's been on the show before, a man I have gained a lot of respect for. You know, I used to think this is a guy, I thought he was like a young, not taking all this stuff seriously. And I was wrong. I mean, maybe he's changed his ways, but he is doing a great job. Go to his channel. He is exposing scammers that are out there. Scammers that are really guys that are, you know, I haven't watched the whole videos, but there's some people out there that it's not obvious that they're scammers. It's not obvious they're doing something that's wrong and morally reprehensible. And Ken is calling these dudes out. I mean, and I am shocked at how low some of these people have sunk. Because, you know, there was a time that some of the people that he's talking about, you know, I just thought they were jokes or whatever. And before I thought they were jokes, you know, a couple of them I thought were actually not jokes. But, you know, once people started erasing their videos and just, you know, getting into all these foolish things. But Ken is doing a good job. Ken is very good. Pound that like button if you like Ken Bozak, and he's fighting the good fight over there. And we all have to be careful of scams like Litecoin and all this cloud mining nonsense that's out there, because the new people are getting tricked every day, and it's sad. In Tone's video, it's like he brings up some of the economic nodes in the Bitcoin or cryptocurrency ecosystem, or whatever, a cryptocurrency ecosystem, and how they're not acting in the best interest of Bitcoin. They're either being wishy-washy, supporting the China coin people. And it's kind of funny because one specific, you know, when this all broke out back in March originally, when the China coin FUD was really at its height, and, you know, we had that This Week in Bitcoin when Vinny was on, and I was saying after that, I was like, people should boycott Shapeshift. And, you know, I didn't really bring that up too much afterwards. But some people were like, "Oh, why? What's wrong with that? You know, why should we do?" You know, and it would have made a difference. It really would have made a difference if we would have boycotted Shapeshift, because Eric Voorhees is one of these guys. I mean, Tone goes into it in his video. I'll leave it to Tone to speak the word about Eric Voorhees. I just saw something pop out in that chat. $5, somebody said. Scammers like Jeff Berwick? Yeah, he is a freaking joke, that guy. Sorry. As I don't usually say his name, but if the guy paid $5 for that, to talk about that guy who talks about the Shemitah, Now, who made up something called the Shemitah, which was a total joke, and now everyone forgets about it because they're like such short-term thinkers. Thank you for the $5 Fractal Vlogs there. That was very nice of you, because I don't usually say that guy's name that you just brought, that I yelled out his name there. Now, Ken Bozak is not exposing that guy, but I do want to say that that guy, I'm not going to, the Shemitah guy, that's unacceptable what he did with the Shemitah thing, and that people forget that. The crazy conspiracies that guy talks about, and then he forgets about it. He said once back in the day there was no such thing as HIV. That was one of his things in some of his past videos, talking about how there's no HIV. Come on, or there's no either there's no AIDS or there's no HIV, or there's a combination. Come on, man, come on. Yes, so that guy I don't respect that guy very much. That's taken it to a whole nother level of being morally just unacceptable. Just all right. You got me off for $5. You paid for a rant there. That was very nice. And now I have to look at the chat to see if anybody else paid $5. Really quick. I'm sorry. Let me just look over what just happened there. All right, good. Okay, cool. Yes, I answered his $5 question. So, and anyone can do that. Hey, by the way, get these T-shirts, Trezor, links below. They're discount things. I'm tired. Pound that like button if you're like Adam is confused a little bit here. Okay. So yeah, I said to check out Tone, but if you don't want to start worrying about stuff. So okay, Vinny Lingham, let's talk about. So I haven't talked about Vinny Lingham very much because he's kind of silent on certain aspects of Bitcoin that he used to talk more about. We're not going to get. He's gone away from his oracle position. Not that he asked to be an oracle, but I understand. He made some predictions. People got angry. People did things based on his predictions. So he got off that boat, and he with his Civic, he's had a token sale. And he's talking about token sales and ICOs. And he has just posted a video, written an article about token sales. So I have not read it yet, but he's a good writer. Here we go. Bad Virus sends $5 also. What's going on here? Thank you. It's really nice. Or £5. Pound that like button. Pound that like button for £5. Thank you. The Bad Virus. That's very nice of you. You have a ghost monster from Pac-Man as your symbol. And, on a personal note, I love Junior Pac-Man. My father, there are a few trolls out there that say I'm from that make up a horrible thing about, a horrible rumor about me that said I was from a wealthy family. And I would have loved to have been from a wealthy family. I was friends with so many people who were from wealthy families. Wealthy families are great. No, my family was not. It was a working class family. My family had a vending company. All right. It was through my mom's family, and then my dad joined the family business. God bless my grandfather, a blessed memory. But my blessed grandfather who started this business. Anyway, at the vending company, there were video games, arcade games. And my dad one day brought home an arcade game, a Junior Pac-Man. And I loved playing Junior Pac-Man. So when I see a ghost monster like that, it brings back great memories. And the vending company business went down the tubes. It is not that good of a business when they started cracking down on the cigarettes and all that stuff. And don't say, hey, your family sold cigarettes? My family did sell cigarettes, but they smoked them too. And my father has COPD now. So, he wasn't selling something that he didn't do himself that isn't going to kill him one day. So, it's unfortunate. So anyway, you put me up on the guys are paying me to have an AMA here a little bit. I guess people missed the AMA. American Silver, $5 gives out. So silver, when we talk about silver, I'm going to say I was at near the Perth Mint. There were people in Perth who were into definitely into silver and gold also. And hey, man, it doesn't hurt to be into diversifying that way. And just because you're into one doesn't mean you can't be into the other. If you're into precious metals, don't be a hater like Peter Schiff is. And maybe Peter Schiff will change his one day. All right, remember, I linked to yesterday's video too. Please click on yesterday's video. It's linked to below. I did not know the price of Bitcoin for so long on the plane yesterday. I mean, most of the last 24 hours, I haven't known it. It's a great feeling, people. I recommend it out there. So other thing, I want to talk about how newbies, I got word from someone how they found out about Steam It originally. It was really an interesting story. Like, it wasn't because they were interested in social networking or anything like that. And thank you everyone that's given $5 and any donation over time. Thank you very much. But they found out about Steam just by Googling. They wanted to get into different cryptocurrencies, so they just Google top cryptocurrencies, and someone had written an article about Steam being a top cryptocurrency, and for that reason, the dude buys it, and that's very interesting. It fascinates me the way newbies, the thought process goes, because, and he did not know about the Bitcoin halving, and this guy's a great guy, by the way, too. He's a great guy. But everyone's getting into this all sorts of different ways, different ways of flowing into cryptocurrency, different than I did. I mean, when I found out about it, it was the deflationary aspect of it, a way to send value across borders. It felt like it was like the beginning of the internet to me. It's some of these things people don't even want to. They're tired of Bitcoin already, so they want the latest, greatest thing, and that circles us back to the main theme of this. Hey, there's going to be all sorts of flavors of the month. There are going to be all sorts of people trying to convince you why this new little intricate aspect of their coin is so cool. But hey, Bitcoin, there's half as much Bitcoin produced every 4 years. It's called the Bitcoin halving. Will the price double again? Is it that simple? So I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, pound that like button, and yeah, check out the notes section below. I post a new video here every day. I'll say hi to the chat real quick. I see Ventions in there.